All right, welcome to session 51. After visiting the Valolis ruins and discovering um, that they had broken through to more areas, you had shown up to investigate. You had discovered a, a strange hall with statues that would come to life and attack as you were passing by, as Judge found out the hard way after nearly losing an arm. But you found that there was a place of power contained within, and in the process of unsealing the place of power, you also unsealed some sort of barrier that was keeping a massive, greater or mega kraken contained, which managed to escape. Your understanding is that the mega kraken is going to seek out the Queen of the Sea, and then you heard something about possible revenge against the humans. After that, you explored some other areas in the Valolis ruins, and then made your way to the Shrine of Panur. You flew to the lake and looked around for clues, followed the walls that you were expecting to find, that eventually pointed you to a hill with a single tree. And there you found several deep depressions, and one of them you were able to break free, and which led into some caves. You explored said caves for a while, finding a black orb near some water, amongst other creatures, and a broken altar. And so as we begin, you are still in those caves, having just obtained Can I move this? Yes. All right. So you have just obtained the orb. I forget, you're an earth elemental, correct, Cyclonin? So you're hanging from the ceiling, right?
Yeah, I was at the time. I had just lowered the orb down. Yeah, and I'm still can have this form for up to like 5 more hours.
Okay. So what you can see from the ceiling is a bunch of movement in the water, and from your higher vantage point, you're able to better make out what they are, and you actually recognize these. These are the same sort of eyeless fish that you saw in the other caves when you were exploring, trying to figure out how to get to the Punk Pantheon. Um, and they see you can remember that they are rather vicious and will attack whatever's nearby. But since you're hanging from the ceiling, they're just swimming around at the moment. All right. So what do you guys do?
I would not recommend getting into the water. There are some more of those blind fish.
Understood.
Well, let me go ahead and turn
Take
off
a
the grid
step
real
back.
quick since we're not in combat. There you go. All right. So what do you do? Let me delete conglomerate temporarily. So, Gizzard, you can see that the cave extends this direction, both north and south, and you came from this direction, where Darcy is.
Okay. Are we moving?
All right. You travel through the cave, and you can see that it comes up to a junction here, and it's fairly narrow to the left, but you can still fit.
Well, I don't want to go in alone. Oh, right here.
I am here with you.
It is quite the maze.
Right. You can see that the cave leads to a dead end, but goes around the corner over here and goes to another T-junction.
Oh, over here looks interesting. A
As you
campfire?
approach, you can see what appears to be an ancient campsite.
Oh, my token should have dark vision 60 feet.
All right, so go ahead and stop, guys, so I can adjust dark vision nonsense over here. So 60 feet, you say?
Actually, go ahead and give me the tremor sense instead. That's also 60 feet. I'm curious to mess with that.
I don't think I can do both at the same time. So you want to do
No.
that one or tremor sense?
No, let's check out tremor sense. I just want to see how different it is.
All right. There you go.
Alrighty.
So you notice everybody else went this way. All right. Anyway, going back to what you're seeing, conglomerate, you see an ancient campsite, and you can see a bunch of debris around the campsite as well, and looks like might be an object hidden in the debris.
Interesting. Let's search the debris.
Okay, so as you search for the debris, you come across a scroll that has somehow survived. Let me go ahead and show this to you guys. Observer, show players. So this is the scroll you'll find. It's basically, it was rolled up, but it's quite torn and damaged. But somehow the text itself has survived. Can everybody see the scroll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eureka.
So if you look at your handouts, no, that's not there. It should be there.
Huh.
Yeah.
Hold on, it should. Oh, there it is. Panur Camp Scroll is in your handouts now, so you should be able to find it.
Cool. I will say my artifact is called the Snakes of Farika, which seems relevant.
Well, if you remember, you found the Snakes of Farika in the Valolus ruins.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
All right, so what do you guys do?
How tall is the ceiling on these caves?
In this section, it's probably in the hall. In the halls, it's probably fairly small, maybe 5 or 6 feet. In the open sections, it widens out and maybe 7 or 8 feet tall.
Alright, I'll continue to hang from the ceiling for a while and just kind of pull up into the ceiling if anybody needs clearance.
It sounds like the people of Violus and the worshippers of Farika had disagreements.
Can you say that again, Tyler? I couldn't hear you.
I'm sorry, I was talking to Gizzard. I said it seems like the people of Violus and the worshippers of Farika have been having disagreements.
Sorry? One more time?
Oh, the people of Violus and the worshippers of Farika seem to have been having disagreements.
That seems so.
I do not know that I would put it that way. The people of Valolis were worshippers of Farika. It is just there is more than one faction. And so one of those factions left to apparently set up the shrine. But it is interesting. I wonder what it was about his belief versus the others that caused him to become an outcast. Perhaps we will find out. And the question remains, who, if either, had the better interpretation?
As you get to the junction, you notice several dead ends, and you recognize this area.
We are looping back around, it seems. I do not believe we have taken this path yet.
Let's go.
Okay. You drop down 5 feet and continue along the path. As you approach, you notice a few things, Gizzard, and you notice a weird lump in the ceiling, hanging from the ceiling. You can see what look like probably broken statues, and some sort of depression, perhaps a dried pool. Judge, as you approach, you can see another weird lump in the ceiling here and here. You can also see that the cave continues off in multiple directions.
Those weird lumps in the ceiling.
You're very quiet.
Those weird lumps in the ceiling, they don't.
You're quiet again.
Those weird lumps in the ceiling, they don't.
Quiet a third time.
Those weird lumps in the ceiling.
Yeah, maybe say your thing, I'll just translate it.
Anyway, I've been moving Darcy up behind the two of you until she can control her own character.
Do these lumps in the ceiling look insectoid or anything like that? Reminiscent of the fights from earlier?
I believe Conglomerate was the one who was involved, who saw those first, but I think he told you guys, so based on his description, it probably matches that.
I'm gonna try and focus. Do I feel any sort of movement from them?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
So,
No, you don't.
well, these things perhaps could house a creature, but I cannot feel anything for certain. Should I punch one of them?
Yes.
Is this one of them, or the thing somewhere else?
This looks like probably a statue, a broken statue. You see several broken statues throughout the room. The lumps you see are here, here, and here. And actually, from your current vantage point, you can also see another one way over here.
Hell, I do see 4 of these lumps. Will we destroy them?
Well, at the very least, you can
At the very least, I can what?
Go up there and make sure they're just rock. Yes?
Very well. Well, I'm going to move within 10 feet of the first one and throw a punch.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack.
There we go.
And while you're doing that, I will turn on the grid. Well, that's probably one less lump.
Yeah, that's probably going to hurt.
All right, go ahead and give me a air damage. So they're still on the ceiling, but now that the Earth Elemental punched one and it definitely reacted and fall down, it's very clear what they are now. And so we're going to go ahead and roll initiative.
Ah.
So I'm going to go ahead and figure out a mark to see that the ones are still hanging. Like a fly. I will just use prone. They're not actually prone, but I can find that one. Alright, I'll roll for Darcy. Go ahead and begin. Alright, Gizzard. So we're in combat now, so you have to end your turn in your own square. The grid should be on. So what are you going to do? You see, currently there's one of the creatures on the ground. It was knocked down by the Earth Elemental. The other three are still hanging.
I'm just gonna shoot the one on the ground with Eldritch Blast 3 times.
Okay.
Oh.
Those all hit.
Dang.
Right. Minus.
Roll 36.
Minus. And it is dead. Your Eldritch Blast just blasted, and the last one just blows right through it as it falls apart.
There you go.
Alright. So, I don't think Darcy's here yet, right, Darcy? So, I'm going to have her step back and take the defense action. Alright, so the first carrion crawler drops from the ceiling. And, actually, it's not going to drop from the ceiling. I lied. It's going to stay on the ceiling and move toward the Earth Elemental. So you see it crawling across the ceiling and biting at the Earth Elemental. So it's going to... It has its multi-attack. So it's using a spider climb right now to climb on the ceiling. So it's going to do 2 tentacles and a bite.
Two of those hit.
Alright, so looks like the tentacles hit. So I'm going to first do damage. Not much damage, but you need to give me 2 DC 13 Constitution saves.
Let's see. It's what, 11 points, so it's round down to 5.
Okay.
Okay, and then it's a Constitution.
Yeah. Actually, I should ask, are you immune to poison?
I believe, yes, I am.
Okay, so you don't have to worry about the Constitution saves. Those were against being poisoned. Had you been poisoned, you would have also been paralyzed for 1 minute. So that's their thing. Alright, Judge. So the first crawler has been dispatched. The other crawlers are still on the ceiling. One of them successfully attacked the Earth Elemental, which is also on the ceiling. So what are you going to do? Actually, before you answer, I should mention this is a large chamber, so the ceiling is definitely it rises up further. So it's 12 feet in the center and 8 feet on the edges. So this guy is up at 12 feet. This one would be at 8 feet. This one would be at 8 feet. All right, go ahead.
It's the ceiling when you just attack go ahead
And you can move through the Earth Elemental because he's on the ceiling, so you can just move right through if you need to.
I'm actually going to stay hanging back here for this round. I am going to cast Mind Sliver on the Carrion Crawler.
Creature in range. Let's see. Does he have any immunity or anything like that? He does not. All right. Let's go for it. With his -3, he gets an 11. All right. Go ahead and roll your damage. All right. He takes 12 points of mental damage, and it looks like he subtracts 1d4 for his next saving throw before the end of your next turn. All right. Alright, so this crawler is going to crawl on the ceiling, and it's going to get over to here and then attack the Earth Elemental. Okay, looks like one hit. But since you're immune to poison, you just take the 5 points of damage.
And you're taking 2 points.
So these guys are not very effective against you because of that poison resistance. Okay, that one moves. And let's see. Now that gets closer. I guess that's all it's going to do. Alright. Alright, Mr. Earth Elemental, what are you going to do?
I guess I'm gonna focus on the one that's wounded that hit me. Do paraslam attacks.
Yep. And you hit.
All right.
Uh, 18 and 19 damage, right?
Up 37.
So you do manage to knock him to the ground. However, you do not manage to kill him despite massively injuring him. Alright, Gizzard. These two carrion crawlers are still climbing across the ceiling. The one up here is now on the ground and almost dead.
I'm gonna shoot this one with 1 and this one with 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Alright. You hit. And you hit. Alright, so the first one takes 10 points of damage and is destroyed. And then it looks like another 17 damage after that. For the second one.
Yep. Sounds right. Alright, that's my turn.
Alright, so Darcy, are you here yet? I'm gonna take that as a no. Alright, Judge, what are you gonna do? The two remaining are on the ceiling.
Alright. aim at this one on the ceiling, and go ahead and hit it with a mine sliver as well.
All right, another mine slayer. He fails. With his -3, okay, roll damage.
Shocking.
These guys aren't the most intelligent. You know, it's just the way it is.
That's not a critical hit, is it? Just because you rolled a 1.
Alright, another 7 damage.
And not the greatest of damage, but if anybody makes a saving throw against it, or makes him make a saving throw, it'll be a negative.
Yep. Alright, hit and turn and ready. Alright, so this crawler is going to intentionally drop down.
How high is the ceiling?
It's 8 feet on the edges and 12 feet in the center.
Okay.
He's going to drop down from the ceiling, and he is going to move underneath you to attack either Judge or Gizzard. 1 to 3 is Judge. Alright, he's attacking Judge. Probably not a great idea. He would have better off attacking Gizzard, but he doesn't use it. Gizzard is an 18 hit.
Did you mean to say?
You
Gizzard?
mean,
I mean, no,
Judge.
I meant Judge. Does an 18 hit?
No, 19, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So you dodge and roll. Alright, the next carrion crawler moves and attacks the elemental. Still on the ceiling. And his bite manages to hit. And as he bites into your, tries to bite your stone, he does a whopping 4 points of damage.
Alright.
Alright, so you got one underneath you, which is on the floor, and then you got one next to you who's on the ceiling. So what do you do?
I just go ahead and essentially punch over my head, or, well, straight down effectively, at that weakened carrion crawler.
Okay. You hit. So 22 points of damage. It smashes it in, but not enough to kill it. Its tentacles just kind of reach out towards you.
I go ahead and take my attention to the other one and attack it with the slam.
Okay. You hit. Okay, 16 points of damage. So that's enough to knock it off the ceiling, but not enough. But it's still doing pretty good health-wise.
Okay, that's my turn.
Alright, Gizzard. The carrion crawler in front of you is almost dead. The one further down is healthier, but is now on the ground. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to, because he's right, because he's right next to me, I'm going to magic missile with 2 of them shooting to him and the last one shooting to that guy.
Okay. So that
Unfortunate rolls
6,
there.
So that's enough to kill the first one.
Okay.
And then the 5 going to this, the second one, right?
Yes. And oh, and I can teleport for
Up to
20 feet.
is a bonus action. Alright, Darcy is still defending. Alright, Judge, 1 left. What are you gonna do? It is now on the ground.
Alright, Judge will go ahead and take his... Alright, Judge is going to go ahead and take out Sirtas and just take a couple of swings at it. This first swing will be a booming blade, and then the second one will be normal.
All right. Sounds good. You hit just barely.
All right. That would have been embarrassing otherwise.
All right, 9 points of damage. And then your booming, boom, and another 12. It is still alive, but it is bleeding and hurt.
All right. Last swing, just standard.
Hit. For 9 points of damage, which is exactly what the amount of hit points you had. So you do manage to slay it and blast it. So go ahead and end the combat. So now that the creatures have been dispatched, as you look around, you see a large chamber with a dried pool to center. Around the pool are several damaged statues of warriors wielding spears, 3 male and 1 female. And you destroyed the lumps. So what are you gonna do?
Step in. Go ahead and take a closer look at these statues and their positioning and what they're wearing and holding. Is there anything of significance, perhaps?
Sure. So as you look at the statues, you can see that at the base is a prominent symbol of a crescent moon. And it seems like each statue has a different name on it. And all statues have a second name that all match. So that's the matching name. So are you going to basically get the names from all the different statues?
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and put those in the chat. So all the statues had the first name, and then one statue had each of the other names. As you guys are searching the statues, Darcy comes in, and you can see that several passages to the north, as well as to the east, or to the west.
Do we have some sort of information? Something seems familiar about these.
Yeah. Actually, can I try a history check? Did I learn about these in the library with history or religion?
Oddly enough, all these names look very weird to you. You haven't seen names of this style. At least not in this world.
I was gonna say the names don't look like they fit. Like the second guy here. I don't even know how to begin saying that.
Yeah, as you look,
it definitely doesn't fit the verbal nomenclature of the language, does it?
Yeah, exactly.
I would like to make Arcana investigation.
What are you trying to figure out?
Is this a puzzle? Is it a cipher or a code, like a Caesar code? where you replace certain letters with certain other letters, and you
Oh,
need
I
a
see what
X
you're
in
saying.
order to
Yeah,
unscramble
go ahead
it.
and give me maybe maybe a history check. See if it's like any ciphers or anything you've seen before. As you continue
All
looking
right, would it
around,
be history or investigation if I'm trying to figure out the puzzle?
well, you're trying to figure out if it could be a cipher. If you find out it could be, then maybe an investigation to figure out what it is. But right now, you're just trying to figure out if that's even a possibility. So it's kind of like as imagining as you've seen before.
Can I give myself guidance or not in this situation?
Yeah, I mean, you are trying to do this unintentionally. So yeah, go ahead. All right, yeah, with your 22, you're fairly sure that it's not a cipher, and those are just names.
Well, that's interesting.
They still are the most non-native names.
Yes.
Are the statues completely broken, or can we get a good look at their faces?
No, the faces and the upper bodies are gone. You can vaguely tell that one of them was female. The one with the this name is female. Actually, double check that. No, that's not right. I lied. That's not true. Let's see. Which one is it? Sorry, it's this name that is female. But you can tell they're holding spears and some sort of looks like ceremonial armor. But the above the upper torso is gone. They definitely look human. You can definitely tell that.
All right. Actually, that was my next question. Is there anything about their legs or hands that might denote being foreign? But yeah.
Nope,
Okay.
they definitely look human.
Well, Geezard, this is odd, but yeah, I don't know what else right now. Any ideas?
Not particularly, to be honest.
This place does seem rather the maze-like.
As you
And
continue
it does.
on, as you get further this way, Cyclonin, you hear what sounds like wings, like flapping, vaguely in this direction.
It sounds like there is an insectoid threat ahead this direction.
Ah. Go ahead and be on alert.
I suppose Darshir would be following you. As you come around, the flapping is definitely getting louder. And actually, you're on the ceiling, so let me go ahead and show it to you so that you would actually see it. You can see a bunch of the giant moths flying around the ceiling.
Mentally to Gizzard because he's the only one I can see.
It is those moths.
That it is.
You don't see anything else in the chamber, at least not from your current vantage point, other than rocks and a droid.
Should I shoot him?
If you wish.
Okay. I'm gonna do it. I can see these three.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna send 2 Eldritch Blasts to the first one and 1 of this one.
Okay. So that hits. That hits. And that sense. Okay, so would that be 6?
Unfortunate rolls. That's okay.
Yeah, so 6 and 7. So minus 6, minus 7, and then minus 8. So you nearly kill the first giant moth, but don't quite succeed. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter everybody into combat. So you have initiative. Do that. Let's turn on the grid. Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. So everybody roll initiative.
That is a lot of moths.
And I see a roll from Darcy, so I think that means she's here.
I got an initiative roll of 0. I don't think I've had a good initiative roll anywhere in this dungeon.
Wow, 0. That's impressive. All right, so the first.
You
giant
actually
moth-
have a negative number on your dexterity in that form?
Yeah, it's a negative
not,
1.
Not a surprise when you're a friggin' big old piece of dirt and rock.
Ah.
All right, so the first moth flies right underneath. Actually, no, it doesn't fly underneath. It's just going to fly right up to the elemental. Are you exposed?
Yeah. How high is the ceiling?
It's gone back down to about 7 feet here.
They'd probably be about 2 feet of me shelling.
Okay, so it's just going to fly up and attack then. All right, so
As that first one flies up and attacks, Judge just kind of looks over at Gizzard and says, "You know, perhaps a fireball would have been a better idea. Get many of them at once."
That's fair. Good point.
So with the
Just
19,
in the future, let me know.
it actually hits
Yes.
with its proboscis, which hits you for 6 points of damage. Yeah, so that's what it does. The next moth flies in, and this one instead is going to do its powdery wings. There you go. So it looks like it only affects the earth elemental. So go ahead and give me a. That's just one effect. You have blind sight, right? So it does this
Tremor sense, which is even better.
tremor sense, yeah. So it does this powdery effect, which could blind you, but the dumb moth doesn't realize that it has no effect on earth elemental.
Alright, well, I'll go ahead and roll it anyway. Let's see, said Constitution. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of
Does
my
tremor
better
sense
gauges
actually-
are both.
Does tremor sense actually work on something that's flying? It's not really making a tremor.
I've felt the breeze of Jeremy walking past me when I'm in VR, so potentially possible. But anyway, I made the roll anyway, so even if I were blinded, didn't work this time.
All right. So the next moth comes up and then attacks with its proboscis. With a 14, is that a hit?
That does not hit.
Okay, the next moth flies underneath you to attack Gizzard with
Brilliant.
its proboscis.
Proboscis. Nope.
And you dodge that pretty easily. Okay, the next moth flies underneath, and this time it's going to do its powdery wings against everybody in this area. So everybody in that circle, which is everybody in the group, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Problemo.
So
Nice. My rolls have been amazing.
Yep. So Gizzard, you're fine. The Earth Elemental can't see, although the tremor sense isn't affected. Judge is fine. And Darcy, if you're here, cool. Darcy is also flying. Okay. Alright, we're gonna fly up and attack the Earth Elemental. Uh, 15.
That misses.
Okay. So this one's gonna fly underneath the Earth Elemental and seems to be flying through the cave for some reason. Alright, Gizzard, what are you gonna do? You got two giant moths in front of you. One attacked and one tried to blind, and then several of them in front of the Earth Elemental. One of them flew down one of the other passages. What are you gonna do?
Where did that giant moth go as it flew past? Because actually, I think I would have gotten an attack opportunity on it.
It's way down here, but go ahead.
All right.
Let's see, what's the AC again? 13. So you hit. So 18 damage? Okay, yeah, you killed it. So I'll go ahead and put that up. Or let the blood splat back up. There you go. Alright, Gizzard, what are you gonna do?
Can I still teleport 20 feet?
Yeah. No, that was only, well. No, that was only good for a minute.
Yeah, you guys did explore a bit. In fact, I should have advanced the time.
Actually, you can still teleport.
Or...
You still have the Misty Stepstone I gave you as an emergency escape when you were messing with the guy.
But this isn't an emergency.
Well, use it once and give the stone back. You know, I can always refill it.
That's
If you
fair.
want to use it.
How do you guys think I'd be most helpful in this fight? I don't have a lot of AoE damage. I could put them to sleep though, in theory, but sleep is not really that good anymore. Maybe.
You
Or-
cannot take out the many of them.
Exactly.
Your
could
haste would
haste.
be useful.
Yeah. Then I'm going to teleport over here, that Misty Step, so I don't get my focus broken. Right here. I'm going to
Go
haste
ahead and roll
Mr.
me a
Earth
D20
Elemental.
real quick.
Okay.
There you go for that.
Okay, does not
18.
break. Okay, go ahead and continue.
And then haste on Mr. Earth Elemental.
Alright.
And now I must yell when I speak.
Excellent. Alright,
Okay.
turn and ready. Alright, Judge. You saw Gizzard disappear, and there's two giant moths basically in front of you. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna move you just temporarily, Mr. Earth Elemental, just so I can get at the moths, and I'll put you back. So you can see them, right, Judge?
Okay, yeah. Does the Earth Elemental have any damage immunities? I'm sure this is something I know. I just can't think. Tyler just can't think of it at the moment.
Poison immunity, which you would have seen in action in the previous fight. I have a host of resistances. Well, not really a host of them. But bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magic attacks are less effective.
Well, actually, this should be highly effective. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got like 5 to 6 different surfaces here. This will actually work better.
Okay. How big an area
Oops.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I wasn't trying to move.
I that's okay. I don't think it messed up my placement. I should still have all of them, right?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Dang it, I did not mean to move them, I just meant to move you so I can click on any of these guys. There we go.
And it should be able to attach to this wall here, this wall here, this wall here, over here, and then on the ceiling and floor.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So
that
yeah,
makes
it's
sense. I'm just
yeah,
trying to get to the
it's-
point where I can actually touch everything. It's being a little bit finicky. There we go. Okay, now I can do the saving throw. More successes than I was expecting. Alright, so let's see. So this guy is going to be restrained. This guy is not. This guy is going to be restrained. Alright, let's see. This guy is not. And this one's definitely restrained. Oh, oh, sorry, not that one. This is the one that's restrained, not the other one. I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Alright, is that the end of your turn?
I did take a step back so I wouldn't be in the web.
Okay,
But, yes.
fair enough. Back up one. Alrighty, so which one are you? Oh, you're still up there. Okay, so you're not there. So it's gonna fly out. I'm gonna say this giant webbing. These guys do have some sense of what that's like. So this guy's not gonna fly into it. He's just gonna fly over there. All right, Darcy. What are you gonna do? You see, there's a bunch of webbing where that yellow is. You can see some giant moss in front of you. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna use. Oh, where'd it go? How big is your Earth Elemental? Cause you go
Normally
over
it's pretty
several
big,
squares.
but only 2 feet of me sticking out of the ceiling, so you have like clear line of sight directly below me.
Oh, that's fine. I'm trying to figure out AOE wise how much of you would I be hitting because you're just a big circle on a
Yeah, if
grid.
it's a circular effect rather than a cube or a sphere, then yeah, he would be in it if the moss are.
Anything that would hit a significant number of them is gonna hit me.
Okay.
And
Yeah, if
actually,
you
the
wish.
ceiling's low here, so even a sphere or a cube would likely hit him too.
Now, if you have something you really want to do and you're willing to hold your action, I can get out of the way.
I mean, I could just pop off my usual AOE so we can just get through these guys quicker. Or I could do just a small meteor pew pew kind of thing.
Well, I did get a bunch of them into the web, and they're going to start their turn in the web in a minute. So if you want to pew pew, that's fine, or if you want to AoE, that's fine.
Yeah. We'll just Eldritch Blast them and see how well that does. Yeah, we'll just Eldritch Blast this one.
Okay.
Because he's, practically dead.
Yep.
So, might as well.
That hits. That hits. I believe you get 3 blasts nowadays.
Yes.
That hits as well. Alright, so the first one actually completely destroys the target.
Next target, then.
Which one? Okay, sure. Move you again, just temporarily. Alright, go for it. 10 points. That doesn't quite destroy the target. You got
I did-
your third blast still.
Oh, I already did, because I did.
Oh, you did one. Okay, I missed the one.
Yeah.
Let me apply that.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Now you're done.
Yay.
Alrighty, so which giant moth are you? Oh, you're that one. Alright. Yeah, it's not going to go into the web either. Okay.
Should they
Alright,
make
I'm
it?
going to knock you back. It is now your turn, Mr. Elemental.
All right. Well, let's see. I guess I'll start with. Jeez, I guess I gotta move just so I can do the turn. Since the snared, so I'm gonna target that one.
Okay.
And oh, actually, first let me make my dex saving throw. Let's see something here.
Oh yeah, you're in the web, huh? Yeah, DC 17, dexterity. You make it.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll slam that thing. So, cheers.
You miss. I mean,
Oh.
number-wise you would have hit, but since you rolled a 1, you missed.
Yeah.
Alright, you hit with that. Alright, so you smash it for 17 points of damage, just completely obliterates it.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and go after this one since it is not ensnared either. I'm gonna go ahead and use my haste action to attack it.
Okay, you hit. For 21 damage. Funny you do the same damage as your hit roll. And obliterate.
All right. And given these circumstances, I'm gonna meld up in the ceiling for now, and I'll actually move over here just to make it easier to see what's going on with the fight.
Alright, giant moth. And that giant moth is not. So let me look at the rules for the spell real quick.
Just out of
I was
curiosity.
trying to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just out of curiosity, I do have my little locket lantern on, right?
I think so.
Is the light affecting them? Like, moths to a light bulb? The light bulbs on the other
Yeah,
side.
but
of the-
other lights are around as well. That certainly got their attention, but nothing special towards you versus anybody else.
I was just trying to figure out whether or not I could get the ones over here to fly this way.
Yeah, they're currently out of sight, so you can try that, but at least for now, they wouldn't see it. Alright, so this moth was able to fly out of the webs because it made its saving throw, and so it flies up and is going to use its powdery wings. Go. So, Darcy and Judge, go ahead and give me a DC 10 Constitution save. Okay, so Judge makes it. You see all this powder coming through the air, so does Darcy, but you see it coming and you avert your gaze and avoid being blind. Alright, so this guy is currently he's also gonna make us. Wait, yeah, he. One of these days I'll get in there, so we can say. Which he fails miserably, so he's still restrained. That guy is going to make his save. He fails as well, so he's restrained. Alright, so one of the moths escaped the webbing, 2 of them were still stuck. You can see them moving around trying to break free. So what are you gonna do?
I'm just going to. I'll just blast these two, starting with 1 on this and 2 on that.
So since this one's restrained, you have advantage on that.
Okay.
But not on.
I'll
the one
cast that one first then.
Okay. All right. So those both hit.
Okie dokie. That's the damage for those two.
All right. So it looks like 20 damage. So you take
And
out
then-
the ensnared one.
And then probably take out the other one as well.
You do. You take that.
That's my turn.
All right, Judge. So currently only one of them is ensnared in your webbing. You can barely see it from there. The others are either hanging dead in the webbing or escaped and then died.
I'll go ahead and take a step forward. Looking, I remember there were more than just those ones hanging dead in the web.
You
right?
do, but they're definitely out of sight.
All right. And I do see that one.
That one, I would say it's restrained, so you have advantage if you were to attack it. But it's also got partial cover, so it basically gets extra 2 to its AC.
Yeah, I will go ahead and just launch an attack on that one.
So it's ever so slightly easier for you to miss, except it doesn't matter if you're doing this. Alright. It fails, so go ahead and roll damage. 14 damage, which is exactly the amount you needed. You now know these things have, on average, 14 hit points.
Not bad. Okay, and that will end my turn, but I would like to be ready to drop web at a moment's notice, just so you know.
Alright. Hit and turn and ready. Okay. Darcy, what are you going to do? You see all this webbing in the way. You don't see any moths. Judge seems to be convinced there's more somewhere.
If you think there are more, where are they?
I heard quite a few more flittering. This doesn't look like enough.
I cannot see them.
Well, if there aren't too terribly many more, I think we can do this. I'll go ahead and drop the web then to give her a path.
All right.
There we go.
All right, Darcy, you gonna do anything? Okay,
I'm gonna move a little bit.
cool. That's a good idea. You
I
can
can
see
see-
the passage continues, and you can see that there's a blind corner over here. You can't see past it from where you are. There's still more stuff over here. And you can just barely make them out, but you can see kind of movement off over this direction.
Yeah, I do.
I would say, though, they got enough cover that you would need to get a better line of sight in order to hit them with anything. Unless it's area of effect, of course.
Let's try an area of effect spell. Just one of these. Whoop. Just right here. Blam.
Okay. All right, roll damage. All right, 15 points. You definitely hear two moths fall and hit the ground. And
Do I
with
hear-
that, you don't see any more movement, so I'm going to go ahead and end the combat.
Okay, I don't hear any more fluttering or nothing. Great.
Okay, so turn off the grid. All right, so now you get a better look at the room. You can see where the moths are hanging from the ceiling. You can see a number of egg patches on the ceiling as well. You can also see a dried pool over, toward the edge. And where the blood splatters are where the moths are that you killed.
Yep.
You're still looking for some sort of passage down. Perhaps,
Oh, in a form that does not suffer from exhaustion, it is so strange to feel a wave of lethargy.
God.
As you look around, you don't really spot anything of note in the cave. You see rocks and other debris, but you don't see any man-made objects in this particular area.
Interesting.
Well, it is interesting that one of the moths tried to fly to the south. I wonder if it knew where it was going to go.
As you head south, you can see more dead ends. And eventually you get back to the room you recognize.
did we not find
This does not seem like a dead end to me. Oh, I guess it is.
Did we not find a passage leading down further? I believe that is the note that Geezer found.
Yes.
That would be down further, not to the south.
Oh, that's weird.
What's that?
Oh, maybe it's just the way that effect works. Yeah. The tremor sense thing is just radiating rays in some other areas that when I move, there's a weird effect that makes it seem like I must have another token highlighted, even though I apparently don't.
Ah, I see. Alright, so you can see another 5-foot rise. You can see this the altar you found before. You can still see the blood from the moths, but not you killed.
Probably not going to do any good. I'm going to actually try moving these big chunks of wall or whatever out of the way, just to see if there's anything of note behind them or under them, I mean.
There were
Good
some
idea.
objects, but you guys already retrieved them, so no, you don't find anything else of note.
Well, you are a rock elemental, are you not?
Well, an earth elemental to be more accurate.
But can you not feel your way through the stone? Perhaps be able to see where the stone begins and ends? Should we send vibrations through it?
There are limitations to how far I can see, even with tremor sense, so it would still require a fair bit of exploration. It would be less disorienting if I stay where I can see everyone.
So everybody stop moving for a moment. Darcy, are you still in control of your token? I just noticed you guys left behind here. Not hearing any response. I'm going to go ahead and move her up to where Judge is, at least. And I've noticed that Judge and Gizzard and the Earth Elemental and Judge are in different areas. So you guys exploring different areas on purpose?
No, I just kind of got left behind. I didn't see where everybody else went on the map. I can't
Okay, so you saw them head over here. so you, Gizzard and Cyclone, you've continued to go down the small passages. You can see they wind and lead to various different dead ends. So what do you do?
That seems to go back the way we were. This is quite disorienting.
That it is.
As you come down this way, you start hearing the sound of water this way.
Haven't we been here?
That is probably where the pool with the blind fish are. We'll check to be sure, but...
So the sound of water now seems to be coming from this way. Echoing around the cavities.
Did we go both ways? We did, clearly.
Yep. There is the cavern.
You see blood on the floor and where you fought the creatures before.
I feel like the answer to our puzzle is in this room.
Well. Then perhaps we'll need to do something about these eyeless fish.
How
That's what I
deep
was
does this pond appear to be?
Probably about 10 feet.
All right, let me go fishing.
I'm gonna go ahead and try and attack that fish.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll. As you go to attack, you definitely strike it. So go ahead and roll damage. As you smash it, you smash it into a bloody pulp, and you destroy it. Once you do that, though, the other fish start moving in a frenzy. So I'm gonna go ahead and add you guys to the tracker. The fish will perfectly leave you alone as long as you didn't hit the water or attack them. Alright, roll initiative.
Well, I'm not breaking my initiative streak.
Well, you never know. Darcy, Gizzard, and Judge haven't rolled yet.
Yeah, but I
it's
don't think
hard
they
to beat
can
a
roll.
0. Yeah.
Alright, there you go. Alright, so this fish here, you notice that it starts swimming around in a frenzy, and then suddenly it darts right at Gizzard and jumps out of the water, and you see it flying towards you as it tries to bite you.
Brilliant.
Wait, I don't think I have that set up. Oh yeah, I guess I do. Alright, but
I don't think these are normal fish.
you dodge, and it kind of lands on the ground nearby, and you can see that despite being an eyeless fish, it has little tiny legs that you didn't notice before, and it's actually crawling along the ground now.
Brilliant.
Alright. This fish decides to join his buddy and also tries to attack you.
Why me?
And it gets a critical hit.
Oh boy. They have something against lizards.
So it bites you for 15 points of damage. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw. Alright, you fail the saving throw. So
Wait. Bad luck.
Okay, you succeed the saving throw, so you don't know what happens. What would have happened.
Okay. Good. I'm glad.
But you have the feeling it would have been bad.
I'm sure it would have.
Alright, Darcy. You, since you guys have decided to attack the fish, you notice they've gone into an eating frenzy. So what do you do?
It is always the wildlife. Let's see.
Well, I'm certain Tavros is going to be hungry anyway.
Incidentally, they seem to be quite ravenous, it seems. Frog. I'm gonna cast this spell. You little creepos. Go away.
Okay.
Nice. It's like throwing dynamite in the water.
Basically, I'm gonna nuke the little angry fish
They
thingies.
all fail, so roll damage. Alright, 17 damage. So, first fish dies. Second fish dies. Third fish dies.
I'm gonna move over here out of.
Alright, hit end turn and ready.
Wait, are you in the ground or are you in the ceiling? Like, where are you?
I'm actually standing on the ground this time.
Okay. So I just squeeze past you, I guess.
Okay, another fish goes flying and flying toward Gizzard. However, with an 11, you dodge the fish, which is now crawling on the ground.
Yeah.
Alright, you can see these fish jumping out of the water, trying to attack Gizzard. You know, they seem to be strangely fixated on Gizzard. So what are you going to do, Judge?
Well, with Certas, I'll just take a swipe at this eyeless fish right here.
Okay.
Well, it is as they say. Once you try scaly, you will be back daily.
I
You hit.
do not believe that's a saying.
Okay.
As
roll
far as I'm
damage.
concerned, it is now.
Alright, so you hit it for 9 points of damage, and it lives.
Well, for the record, I did not make that up, so it is a pre-existing thing.
You slice deeply, but it's still crawling around.
I will go ahead and take my second as a
Okay.
cantrip. At
Got that one? Alright. It makes it. What happens if it makes it?
nothing.
Okay, fair enough.
Shoot. I guess that's about it. I'm trying to not
Alright,
waste spell slots.
so this fish runs up and jumps out of the water and attacks Gizzard.
Stop it.
You dodge, however.
Okay.
The fish are
fish.
really liking you.
He
Yes.
actually crawls out of the water and attacks you from behind, gaining advantage.
Great, because that's what
And at the 19, that's a hit, correct?
Yeah. I'm gonna bend luck again. Hold on.
Okay, I'm holding.
Can this...
But another
Yeah,
creature
okay.
you can see makes an attack roll, blah, blah, blah. You can use a reaction, spend 2 sorcery points, 1d4, and apply that to the bonus or penalty. Okay, go ahead and roll 1d4 then.
Please? Okay, great. He does not hit me.
Alright, so you do not take that 12 points of damage, and you do not have to make the Constitution save.
Cool.
It is now your turn. These fish are really jumping for your blood, so what are you going to do?
I can't teleport again, can I?
No, that's long gone.
No, I meant with the crystal.
No, it has one
No,
use.
Yeah. Well. Okay. If I move, they get an attack of opportunity, right?
Yes.
There are not that many. I'm sure we will finish them off quickly.
Okay, if you say so. Then I'm going to try and kill this one. Just to be certain I hit, and maybe I'll get something good. I'm gonna magic missile. 2 on this one, 1 on this one, just in case.
Okay.
Yeah?
So
Okay.
it looks like 5 against this one, which does kill it,
Okay.
and 3 against this one, which does not kill it.
Oh,
All your spells have a casting time of 1 action, have a casting time of 1 bonus action. Nice.
that doesn't include what I just casted, does it?
I think this happens at the end of your turn. But actually, that's fine. These don't come up very often. I'll let you have it. Go ahead and you can. Oh no, you can only cast 1 spell though. So no, yeah, that's already done.
Wait, what? I can't use an action as a bonus action?
Actually, never mind. Yeah, go ahead and you can take a bonus action. That's fine.
Okay. I'll just blasting this one with all 3.
Sure.
Oh,
I think you hit.
I think so. Crit. Normal. Normal.
All right. So 14. It dies.
Oh, okay.
And so you just had a crater on the ground. Just kidding. Go
Oh,
ahead.
no.
You can. 11 and 13.
Yeah.
So 11 and 13. There you go.
Okay.
I'll take
I
you out
did
of
not
combat
realize-
as you
yeah.
go in a frenzy yourself and destroy them. So I'll go ahead and tell you what happened if you would. So it's a DC 15 con save. If you fail, you gain a level of exhaustion. And if you fail twice in the same combat, then you fall unconscious.
Brilliant. Well, happy to not have that happen.
Perhaps some vague ancestor of those Gebion crawlers. They seem to like to paralyze before they eat.
Good point.
All right. So the fish are dead. What do you do?
How many do you think Tavros could eat in one sitting?
It depends on how numb they make his tongue.
Good
You
point.
know, that feature may be a selling point for him.
True.
He's an unusual spice. Well,
Oh, let me turn
Mr.
off
Geezer,
the,
why not splash your tail in there just to make sure there are no other fish eating?
Okay.
Oh, I'm already going in the water.
Oh,
Oh, never mind. I guess the rock will do this for us.
All right, so I'm gonna wander around, see if I can find any little entryways, exit ways, what have you ways.
Fair enough. Nothing stands out. Go ahead and give me a perception check. You can also do investigation if you're kind of like feeling around.
You can go ahead and add a d4 to that if you want.
Sure. $28.
Okay. Yeah, with your 28, you're pretty sure that there's nothing else of note here. You've
Well,
got
there's
the
nothing of-
orb here, but you're not seeing anything else.
There does not seem to be anything of interest. Does that include kind of like just deciding that the statues are just, or the pillars are just pillars?
Yeah.
yes, there really does not seem to be anything for us here.
say.
That note speaks of passages down further. I keep thinking there must be another level below this. That's what we're looking for, yes?
It does mention stairs. Well,
Was there another entrance from up above if we were to go back to the surface?
there was only the one entry down into here.
That's what I thought, but so there must be some way to lower portions.
Well, I'm going to try a technique I remember hearing about. I will be back soon.
Shall we just wait here?
Yeah, sure. Well, unless you wish to explore.
I did not know what you were trying, so I figured I'd check.
You head up and you see multiple different passages, many of which lead to dead ends. You do notice, however, there's a passage up here, and as you approach, you look, you see what looks to be some sort of path, and it looks like another ruined altar.
Interesting. Okay, let us see now. How difficult will it be to get to the others? Not that way.
You see light.
Ah, Gizzard.
Hello.
Okay. Actually, follow me. Oh, there you go. Let us go this way, to the north. Over here. So, anything of note on the ceiling?
Nothing on the ceiling.
Interesting.
As Gizzard, as you approach the small shrine, you see a crescent moon engraved on the surface, amongst other runes.
I recognize that room. Okay. What are your thoughts about this, Judge?
Judge would like to investigate the altar, paying very close attention not just to the symbols, but to the relief and the patterns. What if this altar slides to the side or moves in some way, revealing a stairway?
Yeah. Well, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Mr. Geezer, Miss Darcy, are you assisting me?
Yeah.
All right. So as you're searching around, so a few things you notice. You notice the crescent moon engraved on the surface. You notice this name appearing on one of the signs. You also notice a bunch of small, almost like a poem or something written in small symbols on the side that is fairly difficult to read, but you with some effort, you're able to make it out. So I went ahead and posted it in the chat.
Huh. What do you guys think of this?
It would seem that they hinted that they fed themselves to the blind fish, but it does not give us a better way down.
Perhaps if we did not attack them, I could have spoken to the fish.
out, and I just kind of do the one eyebrow.
I
Over the
can
gizzard.
speak to animals, and I have the orb that gives me an advantage when speaking to water-based creatures, so I could have. A little
Oh.
late now.
Oh.
Oh, we're just
Well.
teasing. We're just teasing.
Poor fish.
Yeah, they had it coming though. How dare they?
Alright, so you do notice that the passage does continue around the corner. And so up ahead, you see it widens up into a chamber. However, you do see a circular object embedded on the ground with some objects nearby. As Darcy, as a light falls on them, you recognize them as bones on either side of the central object. You also see a passage going off to the west.
Oh, lovely corpses.
I would not be surprised if that structure had something to do with it. Their proximity is somewhat troubling.
As you go around the corner, you can see that there are grubs in this area, but they haven't touched it yet.
Hmm.
Well, unless someone more daring than I wishes to go forward, I do not think that that is our best approach. Even if there are grubs this way, we should probably see if there is a way to go around.
Agree.
Alright. We wish to leave the grubs be and let them eat the next person who comes along.
I don't know who's coming along, to be fair. If someone else is here, I feel like they would be ready for this. However, we can kill them if you'd like to.
I was just asking. Our consensus was.
I want to see what is past the circle.
So Darcy, as you approach, you notice that there are bloodstains, ancient dried bloodstains under the around the bones on either side. But the stone dais itself seems fairly clean. You also notice, however, that on the sides of the cave, over here and over here, a number of small holes.
Interesting. I want to pick up one of the bones and then kind of wave it in front of the hole.
Okay, so you're gonna go up and pick up one of the bones?
Yep.
Alright, as you go to pick up one of the bones, as you get close enough, you notice that spears erupt from the holes. So go ahead and give me a DC 18. Actually, first, hold on, let's back up. So as the spears come out, what do you do? You only have a split second to react.
Fall back.
Alright, so
like.
go ahead and give me a dex save.
Dex. Enter. Roll.
Unfortunately, due to the speed of the spears, you are struck. So now go ahead and give me a con save.
Alright.
So you've taken 8 points of piercing damage so far, and we'll see what happens after your con save. Okay, you make your con save, so you only take half of the poison damage. So let's do that. So you take 8 points of poison damage in addition to the 8 points of piercing damage, but do not gain the poison condition. And so you kind of jumped back, so that you didn't get the full brunt of the damage. But you still took 16 damage. I think it was 16 damage in the process. So you're definitely bloodied.
All right. Ow.
Well, that is what I expected. Well, not that exact mechanism, to be sure.
Can you destroy them? They are embedded in rock. You are a rock creature. Or at the very least, make it where they cannot shut out from the holes.
I'll try emerging into the rock and approaching the trap from the side.
Okay, you do so, and as you get close enough, you get the sense that it's a bunch of spears embedded in the rocks. You can see these holes kind of chiseled deep into the rock, and there's some sort of mechanism causing them to erupt. So what do you plan on doing about it, if anything?
I want to try grabbing near the tip of one of those spears and bending it.
All right, go ahead and give me a strength check. All right, with a 15, you are able to bend the spear, which you believe will probably keep it from being able to basically cause it to get stuck.
I'm going to go ahead and do that to all of them.
Okay, it takes you a while to get through them all, but you are successful.
And does that include the other side, or do I have to still go over there?
Yeah, you have to spend an extra 10 minutes over there. I'm not going to make you re-roll, though, if you want to spend the time.
All right. I'm going to back away and do that again.
Okay. So after about 20 minutes of spear bending, the elemental reappears.
All right. Let us see if this handiwork worked. Actually, Judge. Actually, before I go to the second one, I'm going to ask Judge. I don't suppose you could check that circular thing for magic, could you?
Of course I could. Actually, I probably would have been doing that while he was in his 10-minute thing, but I will go ahead and ritual cast.
Okay. You cast Detect Magic, and there is a dim glow of magic coming from the pedestal and the area nearby.
Okay. And we'll go
Nothing
ahead
from
and,
these spears.
should be everything.
Actually, I take that back. You do see little tiny tendrils of magic going into the rock as well.
Alright. If I go ahead and ritual cast Identify, can it be on the entirety of the trap, even if the trap is multi-layered? Or do I have to do it for each and every individual?
No, you can do it for the entirety of the trap. And since the sun does seem to be all one thing.
Okay. Yeah, it just seems to have layered spell effects.
Okay. So you cast Identify, and it's fairly simple. Basically, the areas where the bones are, if anything steps in that area, not necessarily on the ground, but in that space, of certain dimensions, and that exhibits some amount of either physical or magical energy. So elementals and stuff would count, people would count, that kind of thing. But it wouldn't attack, say, a bat going through or a fly or something. So it has to be of a certain size. However, you do find out that if you, instead of going where the bones are, if you instead step onto the pedestal and then step off the other side, nothing would happen.
Interesting.
So Darcy got attacked because she went to where the bones are to pick one up.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and scoot past, making it a specific point to walk where the bones are.
Did you already destroy it?
Yeah.
Yeah, then nothing happens.
Well, the trap seems to be disarmed.
So now that you're past, you can see more of the chamber. You can see there's multiple gaps where some light is coming through. There's numerous rocks and boulders. And you can see at the very edge what seems to be stairs going up to a massive structure.
This is getting quite interesting.
Being very careful to walk right on the stone and tell Darcy and Gizzard the same. Get across here.
Do you not trust my handiwork?
Oh, no, I trust it just fine. I also saw the damage the poison alone did, so this one must be careful.
Oh, that is why I specifically avoided stepping on the circle.
So as you enter, you can see that the ceiling is around 20 feet high, and it is a massive chamber. And at the end of the chamber, the entire area is just covered with this structure that moves past the end of the map. And you see stairs that kind of lead up to some sort of entryway. And on the other side, you can see kind of broken walls and other debris.
Yeah, this is quite the shrine indeed.
Coming back over towards the circle. Ms. Darcy, are you coming with us? Are you okay? Are you feeling extra side effects from the poisons? Oh no, she's not responding. She must be dead.
You see her standing there just staring off into space.
Okay, I'll just
Oh,
get her and bring her
Darcy.
with.
With her head cocked to the side.
Hello. Well,
Well, should we rest here for an hour to allow Darcy time to tend to her wounds?
that's a good idea.
Yes, I believe that is a good idea. Yes.
Alright, so you guys gonna take a short rest?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll just go ahead and move Darcy up to you guys. I assume she would have moved past.
All right, I gotta. Let's see. I go ahead and use the hit die thing. So I work with these elementals. Whatever. Rest.
That's weird. Why it's not working?
X. Okay.
Yeah, Darcy. So I moved you up with the group because they decided to take a short rest. Anyway,
That's fine.
you can see they found this massive chamber, ceiling 20 feet high, with a massive structure at the end with stairs leading up to some sort of entryway, but decided to rest before heading.
So you've got an hour if you want to like use hit dice or cast mad healing or something.
Yeah, and you got your Song of Rest. That'll give everybody extras on their.
Yeah, but doesn't roll poorly.
Well, we figured it was mostly free.
Everybody gets a +7.
Okay.
Judge will.
So your hour passes.
Judge will go ahead and cast a fireball and a lightning bolt, and then use. Hold on, my features up.
All right.
Go ahead and use Arcane Recovery for his short rest.
Fair enough.
There we go. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and admire the stonework.
Fair enough. Yeah, it does. It does seem to be pretty different than the other rooms you've seen here. There's a certain, definitely a lot of curves and odd shapes to it. And then there are other parts of it that kind of give you a vibe like you would expect to see from a modern, or in our world from like Aztec ruins.
Yeah, I suspect that much given the naming scheme.
This feels like the sort of spot where perhaps at one time someone might have taken a week hiatus upon approaching. Some might call it the end of a session.
Yep, had you guys gotten here last session, this is shortly after this is where we would have ended the session.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right, so you've taken your your short rest. It is still morning though, so what are you gonna do?
I would like to go ahead and, as Clonin was admiring, I would like to try and take a more detailed examination of the architecture. Call it an academic or history.
Okay, so you're gonna make
See
some
what I can
notes about the architecture. Fair enough.
Yeah, and see what I can learn, if there's anything sticking out or anything.
Okay. You suspect that you'll learn more once you go inside to kind of see how the inside is structured as well. But yeah, you take an initial survey.
Yes, Miss Darcy.
Oh, no, I'm just clearing my throat.
Okay.
Yeah, I should ask while Judge and Cyclonin are looking around, what is Darcy and Gizzard doing?
Is there a door or anything
Yeah,
to
so
this
basically
building?
the stairs will lead up to it looks like a courtyard. And at the center of the courtyard, at the face of the main structure, there's some massive double doors which are currently closed.
Gonna hang around the courtyard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, so yeah, you go up to the courtyard. You can see several columns that look like they've collapsed. You see the doors. They are massive and appear to be made out of metal, so they're still in good shape, but they're slightly ajar.
Mm,
And
Gonna peek
inside,
in.
you get a little bit of a look, and you see a large room on the inside, lots of mini columns. You also see several piles or several skeletons, just on the inside.
Is there any movement in there, or is it just bones on the ground?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perceive.
So, way off on the other side of the room, you can barely notice it in the gloom, and in the dust kind of blocking your way in the air. But you do see movement. It appears to be some sort of perhaps a spider, a massive spider. But what's striking is that the front of it looks as white as bone, and it looks armored.
Oh. Well, back on up, come back to where friends are.
It does not move towards you. It seems to be content on whatever it is it's doing.
So, I have found discovery.
Ah, what have you discovered?
A giant
Did I
white
miss a message?
spider.
Ah, an enemy.
It looks armored. I cannot tell for certain. It is in that room. She's gonna point in the direction.
Okay. You remember that conglomerate said something about seeing a white armored spider on the outside.
What specifically did he say again? It's been a week for me.
Basically, he gave a description somewhat similar to Darcy, but that it had moved away before he could really do anything with it.
Well,
And this was outside before you came down.
mind like a steel trap, remembering that small fact. Judd go ahead and says, well, perhaps the creature is not immediately aggressive. Perhaps it merely guards this facility. Shall we attempt to make contact?
I could. I don't know how well that would go.
We can definitely try, and I'll be right here to get your back, yes? And,
could I mimic
will
the
be here to
creature
have
itself?
Our back.
How would you mimic? You mean how you're gonna move like it does, or are you gonna change into something that look like it, or how are you trying to mimic it?
No, change into something like it. Like, is it big like the cave spider that I am able to morph into, or is it big much bigger?
It's actually not quite as big as that one. It is giant, but it's not quite that giant. You could probably change into something that looks like it. Obviously, it won't have the same abilities or whatever, because you don't even know what those are. But yeah, I would say you could turn into something that looks at least superficially like it does.
I think more what she's getting at is, if you polymorph into an eagle, can you speak eagle to other eagles? If you polymorph into a dog, can you speak dog to other dogs?
I would think so, because you are that animal.
That's true. The problem is you don't. This creature isn't in your polymorph repertoire, and you don't know enough to add it. So at best, you can look superficially like it.
Okay, but I can speak to animals. I think. Hold on.
So yeah, that might help.
Let me
check.
check.
There.
Yeah, I'm just weighing my options to see if,
Yeah, fair enough.
If you can speak, you might not necessarily need to look.
Right, but You never know. So I do have speak with animals. Is it considered an animal?
I would think so, yeah.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna stay out of sight. Just through the crack of the door.
It's still in there, moving around.
Cast speak with animal. Bloop.
Judge is going to be further back, but he is going to be ready to cast Vortex Warp if necessary.
Okay, got it.
Just to make sure.
All right. You have cast Speak with Animals. You can now speak with it. It hasn't responded to you. So what do you do?
Hello, are you the guardian of this? Is it a coliseum or just a building? Like, what is it? Or a
As you're
temple?
looking inside, you see a large, what was once a large pool with pillars, broken pillars along the sides, and doors going off all sorts of different directions. You're honestly not sure what the purpose of the room was.
Okay. Hello, are you the guardian on this domicile or merely the occupant?
And the spider creature stops moving, and you see it rotate. So you see just kind of the bone white surface facing your direction, and you hear a voice in your head. So, you are the ones who have come. Enter and see if you can seize the future that they could not.
I do not know what future you are speaking of.
It is for you to find. Enter.
Interesting.
And it just stares at you.
How, now that I'm getting did it get closer or is it just hanging out where it was?
No, it's the very end of the room. It's let me give you an idea how big this room is. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. So 10, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Like maybe 50-foot room or something. It's a really long room. So it's like 50 feet away.
Okay.
And it's just staring at you. It's not moving at the moment. In fact, once it started talking to you, it stopped moving entirely. You see no movement at all.
Who were the people who failed before us?
It just stares.
Nope. Just gonna back on out. Negotiations have failed.
That was very quick.
Right?
What did you?
It's like, oh, challengers have approached. I await. Me, no, I just want to know what's going on. Too late.
I don't know what to do about this.
Right. That'd be funny, but it'd defeat the purpose. We just shut the door and it's just like, no, we're just gonna bar that off. You know, that's just a note room. We don't need to go in there.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we need to go in there.
That might be the direction, in fact, that we do need to take. Yes.
It's like, hey, what's going on? You gotta come inside to find out. No, thank you. I'm just gonna shut the door now.
Conglomerate. They're offering free candy in there. Do you wish to proceed?
He shrugs.
Yeah, I don't think that's his authentic reaction, but we'll take it.
I could do something risky, if Judge
I will be ready to
be ready.
Yes.
I'm just I'm just afraid the old video game, oh no, you entered the area, the door shuts behind you nonsense happens, or what have you. I'll be fine. I'll figure it out. Alright, I'm gonna look at you. I'm like, okay, if I go in there to see what will happen, which I'm pretty sure we know what will happen, you can poof me out, alright?
Yes, I will be ready to pull you out.
Is there a... Like, can I, like, cross over in here, or you have to blip me in there?
Well, once you go in there, or at the appropriate time, we'll have to switch maps. So you can describe what you're doing until then.
I'm just gonna poke my head in there.
Okay, so the door squeaks loudly as you push it open enough to peek your head in. The sound echoes throughout the caves.
Does it do anything?
Nope. It's still staring at you, or it starts staring at you as soon as you appear. However, as you poke your head in, you do notice that you feel something. You perhaps feel slightly tired.
Something like that.
But you've just poked your head in so far. Nothing else.
Do I see any more details that I could not before? Now that I'm, like, actually peeking fully in there?
So as you look in, you're at the top of ramps that go left and right. You can see broken statues in both directions. As you look toward the center, you can see what was once kind of either a yellow-brown color, maybe even gold. And you see a massive pool. That's the main, dried pool. It was the main centerpiece. Along each side, you see several ornate, massive pillars, mostly broken now. And then you see 6 different doorways. Some of them are kind of bent inward slightly. Some of them, looking pushed open or whatever. But from your vantage point, you can't see what is beyond. And at several places along the edge of the pool, you see what looks like human bones with maybe some artifacts laying nearby. The place is heavily laden in dust, and it seems like, other than places where perhaps the spider has traveled, no one else has been here in quite some time.
Are there spider webs everywhere, or is he just one of those big, fat, kind of tarantula-looking things?
You don't see any spider webs, actually. And other than the one spider who's staring at you, you don't see any other moving creatures.
In order to be ready with the vortex warp, I had to maintain line of sight on Darcy.
She hasn't gone in yet, so she's poking her head in. So if you go up the stairs, there's like a platform or a courtyard that's still outside. So I'm assuming you're standing in the courtyard behind her.
Okay. As she's looking around and examining, can I go ahead and try and make an Arcana check to see if there's magical traps present?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me your Arcana check. So from what you're able to sense there, you get the sense of some sort of ancient magic inside. You're not sure. It's not quite like anything you've dealt with directly, at least not that you remember yet. It's not necessarily harmful. You can't. You don't. It doesn't feel necessarily harmful. But it's hard to really tell anything about it. That said, you do feel like there is a fairly high concentration of some sort of magic inside the structure.
Okay. All right. So as she's poking her head in and looking around just at the last moment, I'll go ahead and say, there is a lot of magic permeating the area. Be careful.
Oh, this is not surprising. I feel slightly fatigued just poking my head in there. I feel that that whole area would make fighting very difficult, especially with long exposure. I wish to try something just to make sure. I'm gonna mage hand and send it out into the little area closer to the spider to see if magic's affected.
Okay, yeah, you send your mage hand in. It seems to be acting normally. The spider is just staring at you.
Is there anything nearby that I can interact with my mage hand,
Yeah,
like
there's
pick up
like
stuff?
broken pottery and that kind of thing.
I'm gonna shift some things around to see if there's anything that will trigger or anything that looks like will trigger. Just kind of toss some things around.
No, I mean, yeah, you move the stuff around. You know, you hear it kind of scratching against the floor and some dust rising, but otherwise nothing else happens.
Gonna report back to Judge. Wait, at least mage hand seems to work.
All right.
Now, I'm assuming this whole time, you've had the door open enough so you can look inside, maybe reach your hand in to kind of do your spells, but you haven't actually entered properly yet, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I ain't going in there by myself just yet. We got a safety check. Quote unquote safety check.
Well, I am ready to pull you back if necessary. If you would like to continue attempting to converse with the guardian of this area, perhaps it is something like a sphinx, maybe.
I do not know. There are many bones, and it is a giant spider. It cannot be trusted. They are opportunistic creatures. But I will do as we have planned. Back to speak with animals. Blip.
There we go.
All right, I'm gonna enter proper.
Okay.
Do you need to
Speak with
see
animals?
me in order to
So once you
push
enter,
me back?
you find yourself suddenly overwhelmed with exhaustion, and you fall asleep.
I was.
Well,
gonna
you
say
can see what that happened.
Yeah, I was just gonna say speak with animals lasts for 10 minutes, so you probably didn't have to cast it a second time.
Oh, well, if that's the case, then yeah, if it
Yeah,
keeps
go ahead and give
going.
yourself a spell slot. So, Judge, you see Darcy starting to collapse. What do you do?
Snatch me
As
before
soon
it
as-
do.
As soon as she starts to fall, I'll go ahead and vortex warp her right into my arms so I can catch
Okay.
her. So she doesn't.
So you get her body out of there. Darcy, however, you wake up, and I'm going to go ahead and move you to the map.
Whee!
Let's see. To scene. So what happens is you should see yourself as another character. Do you see?
It's a very, very small little box room.
Yeah. So actually, hold on. Let me bring up my notes real quick. Sorry. Here, Darcy, Natalie. There you are. So you are here. Yeah. So you find yourself waking up, almost like you're waking up in a bed, and you find that the mattress is hard and not very comfortable, and as you wake up, you see another woman approach, and you can see, if you hover over her, you can see that she's got some makeup on, and she's garbed, and it seems to be some sort of ceremonial gear. You can see feathers coming off her cap. You see jewels, hanging down. She's got these massive earrings hanging from her ears with feathers hanging, and she reminds you of a priestess. And as you look down at yourself, you see that you look sort of similar. And as she walks up, she says, "Kuako, wake up! It is almost time for the ceremony." What do you do?
What ceremony?
You know, the ceremony, the water ceremony. Come on, we have an hour to prepare. You are a priestess, after all.
When I first woke up, I wasn't.
All right, so we're gonna unpause you there, Natalie. Yeah, we're gonna unpause you there. Darcy, yeah, sorry about that. We're gonna go back to the caves.
No munching on me for free.
So the rest of you notice that Darcy is sleeping, and Judge, as you hold her in your arms, she seems to be kind of moving around, and you hear her mumbling, "What ceremony? What do you do?"
Just for the ease of the map, I will go ahead and fully pick her up, bring her back down the stairs, and kind of rest her on the ground at the foot of the stairs over here, so we can kind of, prop her head up on the back of her backpack and lie her down. And I would like to do either an arcane or investigation to see if I can figure out what's afflicting her.
You can try to give me an Arcana check to try to figure out what's going on. Meanwhile, Gizzard and Cyclonin, you see this. You hear her mumbling something about a water ceremony. So, what do you two do?
But
I guess I'll do on.
What were you saying?
Go ahead.
Can I give him advantage? Like, can I help him?
Sure, you're going to try to use your Arcana ability to try to figure out what's going on?
Exactly.
Okay. So go ahead and roll again, Judge. And while that's happening, Cyclonin, what are you going to say?
I'm going to try and make, just check her condition, basically a medicine check.
Okay, go ahead. So as far as you can tell, she's perfectly healthy. And Judge, you get the sense that her spirit or her soul isn't completely in her body anymore. It's somewhere else.
Is this reminiscent to the Silent Hill village?
It actually is. It does feel a bit similar to that, yes.
I'll go ahead and say that out. I'll call that out real quick. She seems to be not fully in her body. Perhaps she is consciously somewhere else or within someone else. I'm not entirely sure.
You have the feeling, though, based on what you've seen, that if you entered, whatever happened to her would also happen to you, although you might, inhabit someone else.
Yes, this is
and
very
same for
similar.
everybody else.
Yes, this is very similar to the other town in the fog. Should somebody attempt to go in after her, I can pull your physical body out of harm's way, but perhaps having another consciousness, a compatriot, could assist her. Cyclonin, Gizzard?
I'm not sure if I'd be the best to go in alone.
You wouldn't be going in alone, you'd be going in
That's
after
true.
her, but I will need to stay out here to make sure your bodies are pulled out quickly.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I think if things went poorly, Cyclonin would be in a better position to save things.
Well, brother, do you feel up to this?
We'll go ahead and pause for a minute because I think he went to use the restroom. And in fact, let's go ahead and take a 10-minute pause for everybody because I'm going to go use the restroom as well. So I will be
Okay.
back in 10 minutes.
I guess Cyclonin is he more melee? I don't remember him doing too many DPSs. More of melee.
As a druid, he's more,
Or at
Kinda
least
like
he's
both.
currently. I know he can do both. It's just it feels like he mostly turns into things and then
Yeah.
wails on them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. Or summons a lot of things that wail on them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so
I wish I could zoom into this tiny, tiny box. I feel like I'm looking at a Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance with this tiny little visual.
you should
Yeah.
be able to zoom in.
I'm gonna say I'm mainly utility.
In fact, let me go ahead and
Well,
I think that's fair, actually.
I don't think I set the
all
Well, the
right.
game's paused, so.
But still, so we think this is a good plan of action.
Yes.
Cyclone, and you should be rather well suited to be able to follow her in. I can pull you physically out right here next to Miss Darcy, and then Mr. Gizzard and myself will be able to protect you until you can find your way back. Better than leaving her stranded by herself.
Alright, so I refreshed. Do you have a better view now, or are you still zoomed out?
Yes. I have a better view. Because it was like looking at a little Game Boy screen. I was just like, oh, look at that, little pixels.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, so we're still in the caves. We'll get back to you in a moment, Darcy. So, back in the caves, Cyclonin, you've kind of heard some of the conversation, but go ahead. I think he was away, so go ahead and Judge, repeat what you asked him before.
Discussing the matter, I was able to ascertain that her soul is off somewhere else, very similar to the very similar to the Silent Hill village, and that being the case, she might need assistance finding her way back. We think most likely it is best if I stay here because I can vortex warp you out without having to go into the room. And Gizzard shall stay here with me to give me assistance should there be any physical altercations. And you would be uniquely suited to be able to assist Darcy so that the two of you can find your way back to your real bodies. If you're willing to do this.
Perhaps.
Well, Darcy is in there as we speak, so the more time. Like I said, I shall pull you out immediately, just like I did her. So it is just going to be your consciousness going into another. You've experienced this before, and we know we can find our way back, but perhaps as a team we'll send backup, yes?
Oh,
Sounds
you
good.
not send the greatest warrior of his specific age in to command the situation.
And
I
I
take
go
a
over
look
to
inside
Tavros.
the door.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah,
I
you can. Oh, go ahead. Tanner.
I was just gonna say, with Cyclonin saying that, Judge just kind of walks over to Tagros and Glommer and snaps his fingers. Yeah, they do not seem to be paying attention. I think it is you, my friend.
How far did Darcy get in before actually collapsing?
Just stepped in.
Yeah, she basically, as soon as her feet got inside, basically.
So this is the spider. I'm assuming I can see it across the room.
Yeah, it's still as soon as you look inside, it just stares at you.
Do you have a name, spider?
You hear a voice in your head. Enter, and we shall see if you can seize the future they could not.
All right, I'll step in and like go around the corner.
Okay, so yeah, as soon as you step in, you find yourself collapsing. And Judge, are you vortex warping him as well?
Yep.
All right, so let me go ahead and get you started in the event. So I'm going to go ahead and pull you over. So now that you are in, you should see yourself as well as another character. Let me find you here. Yeah, you're Malapin over here. So yeah, you find yourself lying on a hard bed, and you can see another person standing nearby. And as he looks your way, he says, Malapin, please, you know we have to rise soon. The water ceremony is less than an hour away, and we should at least get ourselves ready and in the room before the priestesses are finished. You know how they get.
This is getting awfully close to the last minute.
All right, I'll stand up.
All right. It says, very good. Make sure to. I know that we are just apprentices here. I feel bad treating you as a senior, but I guess I have been here slightly longer. But anyway, make sure your garb is on correctly this time. You don't want to risk the ire of Chitla Noi again.
Of course not.
Here, let me help you with that. You seem to be having trouble. And he comes over and helps you put on your headpiece.
Yeah. Well, why did this have to be today? I do not feel at all well. As if I do not feel like myself.
You do seem to be acting a little strange. But we are apprentices. It's okay. Just say you forgot if something comes up. Here, I'll give you a few minutes to get ready. I have something to look into myself. And he comes and goes and starts rummaging through one of these pieces of pottery. He's looking inside. You see him pulling out different ropes and stuff from inside. Meanwhile, Darcy, you see the other woman walk past you. Well, we have to get the ceremony underway. You didn't forget your role today, did you?
Perhaps we should run through it again, just to make sure I remember everything.
Oh, you have been forgetful lately, Koak. But I'm sure you'll be fine. Your headpiece is crooked. Here, let me help you with that. And she reaches over and kind of straightens it up, and she starts messing with different pieces of clothing and straightening things out. Well, I suppose we should. I'm going to go ahead and pull the observer over now, so I'm going to pull that. I suppose we should head out now. Oh, one moment. I found I have a small little tiny glitch, so let me fix it real quick. That is, I failed to put observer status on the tokens. Let's see. I have too many of these. Let's pull that. Configure ownership. Observer. There it goes. Finally. Alright. Let's see. Okay, then we're gonna pull the observer, pull the scene. There we go, now it's out. And actually, let me get that ready for the other one real quick too. Let's see. Sorry for the delay. So this is David. And observer. This is because I didn't set the observer stuff up ahead of time. All right. So anyway, she kind of leads you. Sorry, she kind of leads you away and says, "Please, don't delay." And she opens the door, and as she does, you recognize this this room with the water in the center, and you can, as the room you were looking into from the outside, you remember the door is way over here. But now you notice that everything is in pristine condition, where before you saw bones and broken pillars, and the pool was dried. Here you see lamps glowing, and everything is well maintained and kept in good condition. All right. So meanwhile, Cyclonin, the person in your room kind of looks towards you and he says, "Well then, Malin Alpin, are you ready to go?"
Not as ready as I like, but I suppose. So, question though. Now that this day has finally come, how do you feel?
Oh, me, I am fine. You know, these ceremonies happen every week, so it isn't really. It's something we do to appease the gods, but it's not like it's a once in a lifetime thing, you know. So I'm getting used to it.
I apologize for being overly dramatic.
Oh, no problem. Please. And as you enter the hall, you can see that there are numerous other figures, other people kind of coming out of their rooms and making their way over there as well. And you can see they're all dressed fairly similar to the way you're dressed, you know, with slight differences based on rank and age and that kind of thing. All right then. Well, I suppose we should get headed down there. We don't want to miss lunch later today, after all. Oh, do you know? Are you on cooking duty today? I forget.
I should hope not. I do not think I will do a very good job today.
Oh, very
And
well.
if I am getting sick, do not want the others to experience that.
Fair enough. And as you enter, you can see that there's several other priests that have kind of gathered in the room, and you see two priestesses across the way. One of them stands sure of herself. The other in red seems somewhat, by her stance, she seems somewhat more hesitant for some reason. And then as you wait, you can see several other priestesses start to fill the room. So let's go ahead and get them going here. Let's get these two down there as well. And then these two as well. All right. So then, next to you, Darcy, the woman kind of turns around and says, "Well, Kork, please lead us off with the prayer." Are you okay? You have practice, yes? Cyclonin, you're noticing that whoever this Kook person is, this person over here, seems to be looking confused and dumbfounded for some reason. Well, she seems to be feeling ill, but it is my place, as Zania, also a priest of the mighty Kozakata people. I will begin instead. And then she kneels in front of the pool, and she begins to chant. So Darcy, not knowing any of the words and failing to be able to respond, what are you doing as your room neighbor starts to chant?
I think Darcy's muted. Perhaps she stepped away for a second.
Okay.
I did not. I have a roommate, and you don't need to hear everything that's going on.
Understandable.
She's basically watching and seeing what everyone's doing, like if they're chanting along or if they're like bowing their heads or closing their eyes or keeping aware if they're doing something else that deals with the ceremony. She's basically seeing what the rest of the people are doing, and based off of what they're doing, she might try to slip out of here.
So are you trying to slip out, or are you trying to
She's gonna wait and see what everyone else is doing, and based off of what everyone else is doing, she might skedaddle or she might stick around. It depends.
Okay, so what you see is several of the priestesses move toward the edges of the pool, and they begin to chant. And then at some point, after a few minutes of this chanting, one of the priestesses then stands up. She's currently standing on the ramp, basically near where the door to the south was, and she stands up and she says, "I, a priestess of our people, I, as the head priestess of our people, Yolo Tanal, dedicate the ceremony to the water and to the moon. All who are here must cleanse themselves in the waters of our God." And then she continues to chant for several more moments, and then you see all the women dive into the rather deep pool and start wading around. But you notice that the priests, the men who are standing around the corner, they're chanting along, but you notice that none of them are diving into the pool. So what do you do?
Cannonball!
Gonna just act like I'm trying to find a good spot to
Make sure you're
Oh,
on
it's paused.
Oh,
The game's
it is
paused for me.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Can't move. Gonna act like I'm trying to find a good spot to hop on in and just keep going. I'm dipping. I'm out of here. I ain't part of this weirdness. What's this way? Oop, that's a room.
As you open the door, you notice that the one of the older priests yells out, "What is she doing? Close that door immediately. It is not time for the altar ceremony." And all of a sudden, everybody turns around and stares at you, Darcy.
Fine.
So what do you do?
Right? Oh, sorry. Must have just brushed against the door. Don't mind me. Who are they? Hold on.
So you see a
trying to-
ramp going up either direction toward, you see two priestesses, the only two that haven't dived into the water, standing right in front of the door. So what do you
Right.
do?
This is ramped right here.
Yeah, so you see the shadow. So it starts out low here, and then it ramps up higher here.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to announce I'm sorry, I do not feel well, and then I'm gonna go for that door because I'm out of here. I want out of here. I don't know
Alright.
none of this. No part of that. I don't know what god this is, and I'm not gonna do that here.
All right, you leave, and everybody looks at you aghast. And as you leave, you find yourself falling back asleep. And then you wake up shortly thereafter in a bed again. And I'm going to go ahead and pause you there so I can reset everybody. Cyclonin, you also find yourself falling asleep and waking up in a bed again.
Oh no, I broke script. It's Groundhog Day.
Don't you know how the Animus works?
Hold on, let me, I actually have the, okay, here it is. So he goes over there. I'm not going to bother resetting everybody. I'm just going to reset the ones that matter. Alright, so you two are going to wake up back in your bed again, but before you do that, I'm going to head back outside to see what everybody else is doing. Alright, so then we're going to go ahead and pull the observer. Alright, Judge and Gizzard, you notice that, well, actually one thing you notice is Cyclonin is his normal mortal self again. He's not the earth elemental anymore. He's also sleeping.
Okay.
And you notice that they seem to be thrashing a lot, and there's something that happened that it's like they're talking and they're moving, and then all of a sudden they stop talking, and it's like it's like they're interrupted and restarted. It's a very weird sensation. So what do you do?
Weird is right.
Get up from our plate and go over to check on them both, just to see if there's anything physical or medical that perhaps
you can give me a
Gizzard and I
medicine
could
check.
do to help make them cover. Mr. Gizzard, do you know anything about things?
Oh, it's paused. Good.
Not particularly, to be honest with you.
All right. Well, perhaps if you give me some assistance, I might be able to figure this out if we put our heads together. You know.
Yeah, I'll help you out.
All right. Yeah, I have like no proficiency in medicine. So here we go. Do I roll advantage because he's helping, or is there a disadvantage?
So what are you rolling again?
You said medicine?
Sorry,
Something
say that
I have
again?
no real
Sorry.
proficiency. You said medicine?
Yeah,
Something I
so-
have no real proficiency in?
Yeah, if Gizzard doesn't have proficiency, there's really nothing he can do. So yeah, it's just a regular roll.
All right.
Okay. As far as you can tell, they're healthy. Once they this weird reset thing happens, they seem to return back to normal. They're still
Okay,
deep
then
sleep though, and you still hear them mumbling every once in a while.
I just kind of take their packs and help tuck it under their head and act like a pillow and support.
All right, do you guys do anything else, or
Take a
you
look.
just
Yep.
going to continue watching over them?
I think Judge is trying to talk.
Okay, go ahead.
Once I make them comfortable again, I'm just gonna take a look around the immediate area to make sure there's no grubs coming, the spiders not coming after us or anything like that, and that we're safe in the area. And then I'll
You
go
don't
back
see
to sitting
anything.
down.
You can make a perception check if you want to, but nothing jumps out at you, or nothing obvious.
All right. That I will take my time and stare across at.
Yeah, you don't notice anything.
I'll sit down on the stairs again with Gizzard, and we will continue our plate of summer sausage, cheese, and crackers, and any conversation that seems interesting.
Okay. All right. So Cyclonin, you remember being in that room with the pool, and now you feel yourself waking up again, and you recognize the person in front of you, and it says, Melon Elpin, please wake up. It is the water ceremony will be happening in about an hour. What do you do?
Oh, I just had the strangest dream.
Really? Perhaps it is a divine prophecy. What was it?
I hope it is not a prophecy. So we were at the water ceremony, and everything was going normally, but there was something strange about one of the priestesses, and she attempted to leave the ceremony.
I wonder why she would do that. That sounds rather strange. Which priestess do you know?
It was... Nobody really looked as themselves. I could not say, just... You know how surreal dreams can get.
Fair enough. Okay. So she decided to leave, and then what happened?
And everybody looked on in shock, and then I woke up here.
How strange. Well, let us hope that the ceremony proceeds better than that today.
Well, I certainly hope so. But you know, I must have eaten something. I feel quite terrible today.
Do you need any help with your garb?
I most certainly do, and my head feels so cloudy. If you are able to take the lead, I could use some assistance.
Of course. Here, let me help you with that, your headpiece there. And he helps you put it on straight. And he says, are you ready to go, or do you need a few minutes?
I wish I could go back to sleep, but obviously that would not be a good thing. Let us go to the ceremony.
Oh, very well. And then he leads you back down. And the tokens aren't all there, but you can imagine everybody else coming out and heading to the ceremony as well.
I'll just start running down the halls. Woohoo! Okay, not really.
All right, Darcy, on your end of things, you feel yourself waking up in the hard bed again, and you hear a voice, Koaku, sorry, Koak. So, you should be getting up. Today is the day of the water ceremony.
Oh, not this again.
You
Right.
remember your part, do you not?
No, I do not, I'm afraid.
What? I thought that you were practicing. You
Well-
spent all last week practicing.
I was, and then the day of, I guess I'm nervous, and I forgot everything. My mind went blank. I don't remember.
Very well. I will take the lead today.
Oh, perfect. I
Today,
would ruin everything.
today was your day. Is your this you finally became a priestess instead of an apprentice. How well.
I know. I was too nervous. I'm not ready.
Well,
Perhaps another time.
stand still. Let me fix up your clothes. And she walks over and adjusts your headpiece and various other pieces. All right then. Do not be nervous. I will lead for today. When you are asked later, just have them talk to me instead. Please come this way. And then she
my priestess
leads you back to
exam.
the familiar room.
Oops. Hold on. Keep going. Meow.
So once you arrive, you can see the ceremony kind of goes as it did before. Your friendly roommate starts chanting, and then eventually everybody dives into the water. The head priestess gives her speech. So what do you do this time, Darcy?
I'm gonna follow with the others. Just whoa, kershploosh. Yep, in the water, doing priestess stuff. Definitely.
Okay.
Don't know what's going on.
Go ahead and give me a religion check just to see how well you follow along with the ceremony.
I don't know if this is gonna.
Go ahead.
I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try and telepathically speak to the one that I think is Darcy.
Okay, so point out which one on the map you think is Darcy.
Okay, so I'm gonna point to
Okay.
this one
So
here.
you're going to telepathically talk to that person. Okay, fair enough. So what do you say?
Darcy, if that is you, be sure to
No wrong number.
left hand on the tile.
Does your telepathy allow them to return? Speak and return?
Not that I know of. That's why I asked her to put the her left hand on the gold tile or yellow tile.
All right, Darcy, what do you do?
Touch the tile with
Okay.
the left hand.
Ah. It is strange. I do not know what role we need to play here, but it is clear that we have no choice. Consider it the performance of a lifetime.
Roll my eyes.
As you roll your eyes, you hear a voice behind you. Please, at least try to follow along. And go ahead and give me a religion check, Darcy.
Religion. Oh, I'm not too terrible. Got at least +4 in it. An effort was made.
Indeed. As you go through, the ceremony goes through, it takes about an hour.
Oh my goodness.
You see that nobody seems to pay much attention to you, and then finally the ceremony ends. But as it does, people are starting to get out of the water and so forth. Your roommate walks up and says, "Koak, it was like you were an apprentice again. It wasn't the worst I've seen. I mean, it was okay for an apprentice, but you're a priestess now. What happened?"
I don't know. I'm just not feeling well. I'm not into it really today.
She puts her hand to your forehead. "You do not feel especially warm, but if you say you're not feeling well, perhaps you should lie down for a while. Why don't you go back to our chamber and lie down? We have a while. The lunch is served at noon, And we have idle time unless you're a cook, but you are not on cooking duty, so that's okay. Some of us need to help clean up, but you are not on that duty today either, so you can lay down for a couple hours. Would that help?
How much more is there for today? Maybe I can power through it. I don't know.
Well, obviously, in a couple hours we have our lunch. The cooks will start preparing that soon enough. And then we have some idle time. The priests will, prepare the altar ceremony, of course. They'll start preparations around 3. And then at 4, we'll have the altar ceremony. And once that is complete, later in the evening we'll have dinner, and that will be the end of our day. I mean, you know all this.
Right.
You really aren't feeling well. You are not acting like yourself. Please, go lay down. I will wake you up for lunch. So, Cyclonin, you see Darcy, kind of the priestess you think is Darcy anyway, walking away after having some sort of conversation with another priestess, and then the person next to you turns to you and says, "Well, we do have a few hours. You never answered me, or I never found out, Malin Alden. Are you on cooking duty today?"
I certainly hope not, given how I feel, but that is probably proof enough that I am on that cooking duty.
Well, perhaps we should find out. Let me find one of the cooks. There's one right here. Tequetzal is my friend here on cooking duty today. And he looks and he says, well, let me think. What's Ilata? He is not on duty today, no. He is not on maintenance duty either, so he can relax for now. Just, keep out of trouble until lunchtime. Well, you heard it. I myself, I do have, I am on maintenance duty today, so I do need to get some work done. So I will see you later. I'll see you at lunch. Is there anything you need? You can go lay down for a while if you need to.
It's actually, maybe I should try to do something to get my mind off how I'm feeling. Do you mind if I accompany you? Perhaps I can help a little.
Oh, no problem at all. Today it's just going to be moving some boxes out of storage that they need for the cooking the meal. So please come with me. And it kind of leads you between everybody. Over this way. And you see, and he points out several boxes. Please start gathering these boxes together, and we'll make a trip to the kitchen. Meanwhile, Darcy, as they're gathering the boxes, you've escaped into the hall. What are you going to do? If you're talking, I can't hear you.
Time to sleuth. Sneaky, snooping people's places.
Okay. Yeah, you see another room. It looks fairly similar to yours. Here you can see a little, basically a little pool in the room. You can see a strange little face that looks a little bit like a pig, with its mouth open and water coming out of it, with tusk kind of sticking out of the walls. You see several pots with fanciful colors, several lanterns hanging on the wall, a blue cyan carpet, some sort of dressers, and 2 of the hard beds, similar to the ones you slept in.
Okay, so someone's room. Did they ever open this one? Quick.
You see the hall continues to the north.
Here we go.
Hold on a second. I looks like I made a mistake here. Let me fix this real quick. There's actually a door right there, but you can't see it because that wasn't set up properly. There you go.
Hey,
So you
don't
see
listen.
several doors along either side of the hall as you go up.
I'll listen to this door for any movement or converse.
You don't hear anything.
Bloop.
And inside
room?
you see another room similar to yours.
Bloop. Doop, doop, doop. Same thing.
You don't hear anything.
Bloop. Bloop. Same thing.
You don't hear anything.
Bloop.
You see
Ooh.
another hall. You can see that there's a large statue of an animal. It's got long. It looks kind of like a goat mixed in with a snake. The long tail, but like a goat-like head. You see a lantern somebody left on the ground, and then several hanging on the walls, and a door at the end.
Meow. Listen.
You don't hear anything. Okay.
Lick.
You open the door. You see another hall with more doors, and up to the north you see a big, massive metal door with locks locking it tight, and a sign that says "Forbidden." And then you see several other doors. One of them you notice. One of them at the end you notice is open. Meanwhile, in the room, you've kind of gathered up all the boxes, Cyclonin, and so once you're finished, your roommate kind of steps out, and then you notice he stops in the hallway and he's looking to the north, and waves. Priestess, what brings you this way? And as he approaches, he seems to recognize you, and he says, "Oh, it's you, Koa. What brings you around this way, may I ask? Oh, you probably need to use the latrine. My apologies. I'll leave you to business. What do you do, Cyclone?
Yeah, since he's on maintenance duty as well, I'm assuming he's also got to go to wherever we're taking the boxes. I'm just following his lead.
All right. So, what do you do, if anything, Darcy?
I'm assuming this is the toilet.
All right. You see,
Yes, definitely. Very much so.
Yeah.
Rip. Wait for you guys to go away.
All right. So he kind of heads back south, carrying the boxes. And by this time, you see that people have started kind of moving apart, and so there's more room to move. Come on.
I'm gonna wait for all the shuffling feet to just get away from me.
All right, come this way to the kitchen, if you will.
I overshot.
This is where lunch will be served later today. Well, you know that already. I don't know why I'm saying it. Please, here's the kitchen. Just set them against the wall over there. And he points over there. The cooks will be in here momentarily to start preparing the meal. And then he goes over there as well to place the boxes he carried as well.
All right, I place them down.
I have more. I have some cleaning chores to do. Do you wish to stick around, or would you rather go rest?
I will try to help with the cleaning. If I start to feel a little too fatigued, then I will go rest. But I do not want to try to shirk duties. I mean, just because I'm not feeling well.
Fair enough. In that case, please He points to some cleaning supplies and says, "Well, we're the first thing we're cleaning today is the kitchen." And he starts cleaning. He kind of assumes you know what to do. All right, Darcy. You heard footsteps recede. So what do you do?
Hop out of the John and keep it going.
Okay. You notice they left the door open down here, and you also notice you can see the main room again to the south.
What's happening in here? Any noise?
You don't hear it.
Whoop.
Inside, you see what looks to be some sort of storage area. Boxes stacked up to the ceiling, practically.
Found the closet. Boop, 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 boop. More boxes.
Yep. Yeah, all right. As you get to the main room, you notice that your roommate actually notices you and walks up. Oh, are you feeling better?
I'm just wandering around. I do not feel like lying down, but perhaps just walking about might make me feel a little better.
Very well. Just remember, the library is off limits, as is the northern ward, and the stairs leading into the area below are also off limits. But otherwise, feel free to clear your head. The ceremony later today will be run by the priest, so you won't have to worry too much. You just follow along. However, I am very hopeful that you will be able to resume your proper duties starting tomorrow.
Let's hope so.
Very well. Enjoy your walk. And she kind of moves away. You see priests and priestesses standing around, and as you get closer, one of them steps around the pillar and says, Priestess, Kook, can I ask, are you feeling okay today? I noticed you... Well, today was your big day, and, I noticed that your role was taken by someone else.
Oh, no, I am not well today. Thank you for asking. Perhaps it is something I ate. Who knows? I'm sure some walking about and some rest will make me feel much better. Thank you. Walking away.
As you
Walking
walk
away.
Quickly.
Cutting that social interaction off.
All right. You start heading around. Everybody else seems to be preoccupied and doesn't stop you.
That's right. Mind your own business.
However, you get around the corner and you notice that the person who called herself the High Priestess, she walks forward and says, "Please, wait a moment, Kook. Well, you had done so well recently, so have you seen a healer? I'm just shocked at the difference in how you perform the ceremony.
I am not feeling myself.
Perhaps
feel
it was
I'm
too much
unwell.
pressure too soon. You were an apprentice just recently, after all. Perhaps we should rethink your position. Well, very well. I will not keep you any longer. So what do you do?
Moving on by. Swamp.
All right.
Ooh, is that a dining hall? It looks like a dining hall.
Yep. You see an area that will obviously be used for lunch. And you can see a door open with light coming out as well.
Do I smell the smell of food over there?
You do smell the food, but it's not prepared yet.
Okay.
The graphic shows it all being there, but obviously lunch
Right.
isn't prepared yet.
I'm just trying to, through other clues, surmise if this area is kitchen over here,
Probably.
not having to initially go.
Yeah, that's probably the kitchen.
So they don't think, oh, you're coming here to help chop vegetables. No, you can peel your own potatoes.
Fair enough. All right. As you go northward, you see another door heading to another hallway.
Whoop. That's probably the male dorms or living area. Most likely, I assume, since they all flooded through here. Is it forbidden? Girls' side only, boys' side only?
Are you gonna ask somebody?
No. 'Cause they're gonna be like, why don't you know these things? Or I could just be brazen. What is this door? I'm just gonna casually walk by and see if I hear anything from this door.
You do not.
Ugh, people. Right, circle back through.
All right.
There.
Okay, so you've circled around the area. Is there anything you're planning on doing in the next several hours before lunch?
I'm at least gonna go up to the forbidden door, make sure no one's watching, and then like listen.
Okay. You listen. You don't hear anything. But
And you said this thing is
you
very
do
much
see-
locked.
It is very much locked, with a massive lock, and there is a sign saying "forbidden."
That sign isn't gonna stop me. That lock is, though. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there's people all about, so I can't go out. Not that I want to. There's the men's section, which I'm assuming is going to be similar to the women's, which is just going to be a bunch of living area. Is there a room I haven't gone in besides Forbidden Zone?
The only one I could think of, other than the area you're calling the men's area, might be the door in the main room that you listen to. Next to that priest is standing next to it. I don't know if you went in here or not, but you might have.
When where?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you went in these or not. But...
I did, because those are bedrooms.
Okay. So yeah, you probably covered. At least you feel like you covered everything.
You know what? I'm a snoop. Did I notice anything, any scrolls or, I don't know, stone placards or wooden anything that might be considered something to be written on around here?
Nothing out and about. You do notice that there's some sort of dresser, though.
Time to rifle those people's stuff.
Okay, you open up the drawers and you start looking in. It's mostly clothes. You do find some scrolls here and there.
Yoink. Take them with me. Oh, jeez. I'm kind of look through them as I walk down.
Alright, you start looking through, and you notice that they do seem to be instructions. One of them is instructions on the water ceremony.
Oh, thank goodness.
One of them seems to be some information about the altar ceremony. And another seems to be some sort of diary. Hold on, let me look to see who it would be from real quick. Okay, you notice it's the diary of Yolo Tanal, which you recognize the name as belonging to the head priestess.
Oh, good. Let's see what she's writing about.
Alright, so you gonna read it out in the hallway?
I'm gonna walk down and try to go back to my actual room, to my room.
Okay.
Or
So go ahead and go into your room.
if I remember where that is. Player doesn't. I'm sure person would since they woke up twice there. Darcy would.
It's over here.
Yeah, I was thinking. I think it's this one, but I can't see doors right yet. Boop. I'm sick. Don't pay attention to me.
That's weird.
More or less is what she's like. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna
There,
go lay down on my room.
Wall. There you go.
Gonna get all
Okay,
these
yeah,
deep.
you woke up in this bed. All right, so
That's
you're
fine.
gonna read the diary right there.
I'm also going to shuffle and get any diary or written nonsense in here.
Okay. So you start looking through there. You find more ceremony instructions. So now you have 2 sets if you want to take it.
I will, because I don't know what's going on.
And you find your own diary.
Yay! Who am I?
So you start reading that. So I'm going to leave you there to it for a bit. Back to the kitchen. So while you're working, your partner seems to be, focused on his work cycle. So is there anything you say or do as you're working?
Actually, I kind of had an idea. So as he's working, there's got to be plenty of fragile stuff in here, right?
Yeah, it's a kitchen. There's bowls and glasses, mugs, and all that fun stuff.
I want to look for something near where he's working that looks fragile and looks like it would definitely make somebody upset if it were broken.
Okay. Sure. There's a really fancy mug. I'm pretty sure one of the higher rank priests probably uses.
#1 priest mug.
As soon as he's working around it, I'm going to go ahead and essentially flick it with telekinesis to knock it over.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check, or a wisdom check actually. Not a save, just a regular check. Okay. So there seems to be some sort of fog as you try to reach for your powers. There seems to be some sort of fog that is blocking your access. With great effort, you're able to reach past that and use your ability. It gives you a little bit of a headache. However, you were able to use it, and so what do you do with the object?
I'm just trying to nudge it enough so that it falls over and breaks.
Okay, so it does so. It falls and breaks, and then all of a sudden you see him like, what? How did that happen? He starts to look like he's gonna panic. What do you do?
Hold on. I learned the technique a while back. I think I can fix these, but let's just collect all the parts, and I will go fix it, and I will bring it back like nothing ever happened.
You can do that?
We have no choice but to try, do we not?
Okay, I'll trust you. And he helps you gather the pieces.
All right. So just keep on going as if nothing has happened. I will be back as soon as I can.
Thank you. I can't believe that happened.
All right. So I'm gonna go along and just head back to my room.
Okay.
So
As you pass by, a lot of people are hanging out by the pool, waiting for the cleaning to be done so they can start the lunch.
It's interesting. This blockage.
I'm gonna go ahead and try and cast mending on this thing.
Okay, go ahead and make a wisdom check. It is a DC of 20.
I'm not making it for that.
You feel sharp pain in your head, and you black out for a moment. And when you come to, you can see that the pieces are still pieces.
Okay, well, I'm gonna set those aside for the moment. I'm gonna go ahead and look around this room now that I've got some time.
Okay, so you see two hard beds. You can see that there are several jugs. Instead of liquid in the jugs, though, inside the jugs there's utility items, like ropes, belts, pieces of cloth, that kind of thing. Same with the other jugs. It's almost like and you see clothing wrapped up and stuffed into the jugs. You don't see any dressers or anything of that nature.
Hmm.
You're standing on a nice plush carpet, however, and you can see two lanterns lit or hanging.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take a little break for that. I'll just kind of I'll tuck the parts over here for a moment, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take a walk. What's up with this door?
All right, so you see a wooden door. It's currently closed. Um, it looks a little bit fancier than the other doors in the hall, but not much.
Um.
As you're kind of contemplating what to do, you hear coughing from the other side.
I'm not going to do that then. I'll walk this way. Let's see. I'll head over this way. And this is a restricted area there, right?
You see someone standing next to it. The door is closed.
All right. All right. Let's see. Um. Hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop you there. So you guys are kind of exploring the area. You kind of get shoved into these strange roles. Your bodies look different. You finished your water ceremony. You're kind of waiting for lunchtime. And meanwhile, everybody else is outside watching over your comatose bodies, eating sausage and playing games. And I think that'll be the end of the session. So I'll go ahead and
Okay.
go ahead and send you back to the landing page here. All right. And then we'll go ahead and stop the recording.